Let's go to Sean in Brooklyn. Sean.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm a question, man. My green card is going to expire February 8th, so I want to go to Jamaica this month, December.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's okay I can go on it.
As long as you're back by February 8th.
Okay, so how long it take to send it and to receive it back?
What is this going from a 2 to a 10 or a 10 to another 10?
Hello?
Is this going from a conditional resident to a permanent, or you've had a green card for 10 years and you just want to renew it?
No, I'm a 10 year.
Okay, so you're going to do an I-90. Hopefully it'll take 8 to 12 weeks.
Six months?
I didn't say 6 months. I said 8 to 12 weeks, hopefully.
Okay.
All right? But go travel. But if you need to stay out beyond February 8th, file the I-90, get the receipt, then go down to immigration, get a stamp in your passport, and they'll stamp it past February 8th.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate it. If you listen to our show rather than the news, he's listening to the wrong news. I thought my schmoozing was fabulous today.
It was.
And he's watching the news. Ramon in Boston, Massachusetts. Ramon.
Hello, how you doing?
Ramon, how you doing?
Not bad. So I have a few questions, right?
Just whatever's behind you, please turn it down.
I'm talking on the phone.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, what's your question now?
So, I've been married before, right? I've been to the interview and I got denied for the green card.
Hmm?
So, now I'm about to get married to a different lady soon. So I want to know if it's okay to do the process all over again.
Yes, you're allowed. I say this all the time. You're allowed to fall in love, fall out of love, fall back in love again. You know, you just got to be aware of two things. Number one, if you already went through the process once, when you go through the process a second time, they're going to want to know that your first marriage was not a fraud. So they may ask you questions about that. And they're going to want to know that your second marriage is bona fide. A bona fide marriage, according to the U.S. government, is you physically live together and you have an economic relationship. As long as after the first denial they didn't put you in deportation, go get married, go file your adjustment.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Let's go to Pablo in Philadelphia. Pablo.
Hey, good afternoon. Good evening, Brad.
Good evening. What's going on?
Yeah, I have a little problem here. My mother is died in Jamaica. So what happened? My case, they say they're reviewing my case. So I would like to go down. So I don't know if I can get like a stamp or something like that. So
you're right.
I don't know.
Your mom passed away, so my condolences. I don't know what kind of case you have or what's going on. So what, you filed an adjustment application?
No, my wife filed for me. I just married like 2 years ago. I get my work permit, my social.
So you have a pending adjustment. That's exactly what you have.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you never got your green card.
No, sir.
Did you ever apply for an advance parole on an I-131 application?
No, sir.
All right, so what you need to do is get the death certificate of your mom, get into the office of the Immigration Service in Philadelphia where you live, bring an I-131, bring proof that you have a pending adjustment, tell them I have an emergency, my mom passed away, and ask them to approve the advance parole right there on the spot. The only time they would do that is for a death. And, you know, unfortunately you have a death, but that's what you should do.
Okay. So question. My wife did it today and they give me a date to come in Thursday.
Okay.
You know?
Great.
So question, how much do it really cost?
It really costs nothing because you've already filed an adjustment, so the first advance parole is free.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome. Okay. Let's go to Dan in Hartford, Connecticut. Dan.
Hello, Brad. How you guys doing today?
Good. What's going on?
Good. Quick question, though. I'm asking for a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Is there under any scenario that a naturalized citizen can be sent back to his or her home country of origin?
No. I mean, there could be a scenario where they can look to denaturalize you for fraud in becoming a citizen, but that's a very long involved process, and it's rarely ever done. So you're a naturalized citizen. You get to live here for life.
Okay. Thank you so very much. Bye.
Let's go to Tozin in Midland, Texas. Tozin.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I want to ask a question for my brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was was arrested for DUI.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he wants to petition his children. And
Does
does
he
it have an effect on him?
No, he has a green card.
Yeah,
a
he's a-
citizen. No, as long as he's not
He's a permanent resident.
Yeah, as long as he's not in deportation, it has no effect on him whatsoever. So let him petition
Oh,
away.
okay. Okay, so the DUI won't have an effect on him,
Not
right?
filing for the children, no.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Bob.
Let's go to. Whoops. What's wrong with this? Oh my goodness. I have a disaster here on my computer. There we go. James in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. James. This is what happens when I press the wrong button. I thought I had a scare for a second. Yes.
Hey, Brad,
What's
I
going
need
on?
to appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
It's really helpful.
Thank you.
So there's a question about a relative. She has a green card from 2015. And she's almost a senior citizen, not citizen yet, permanent resident.
Right,
But she has a medical bill from July.
Uh-huh.
Her knee got out of place.
Okay.
So she had to go to ER.
Okay.
But her 5-year period is going to be due in January 15th.
Uh-huh.
Can she apply for medical assistance at this point
Yes, she
because
can.
she had an ER bill?
Yes, why not?
Will that affect her citizenship?
Not at all. The only person it could affect, it doesn't affect her citizenship at all. She has a green card. She's entitled to benefits. The only thing it could affect, and I don't know what she's applying for, would be the person who signed the affidavit of support. If it's a need-based government assistance, the government can turn around and sue the person who signed the affidavit of support. But I've never seen, even in the age of Donald Trump, nobody has ever walked into my office, and trust me, I've seen everything. Nobody has ever walked into my office and said they've been sued by the government for reimbursement on an affidavit of support. I have never seen it in my entire career. So, and if she's over 65, she's getting Medicare, not Medicaid, which everybody would be entitled to.
Right. And she has lived almost 5 years
Yeah,
here
that's fine.
in a month's time.
It's fine.
Next question is applying for her citizenship. She has intention of visiting her country back home, but she is eligible to apply for citizen, I hope, within a month and a half.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't stay out of the country for more than 6 months at a time, and for each day she can look back and say, I've been in the U.S. for more than 30 out of the last 60 months. Each day it gets recalculated all the way up to the day you swear in, and as long as there's no trip more than 6 months, she's allowed to travel. Just don't stay out for long periods of time.
Right. She's intending to maybe visit only a month.
That's fine.
And once she come back, she should apply for naturalization, or she should start the process and leave.
Start right now. She's entitled to it. She can file 90 days before the 5-year anniversary.
And then once she does a fingerprint, she can leave, and then she can come back.
Correct.
How long does this process take? How many months, generally?
I don't know. Somewhere 6 to 12 months it's taken right now.
Sure. One last question. Then she wants to sponsor her unmarried sons. She's a green card now.
She should
Her
sponsor
sons are 28 and 13.
She should sponsor her unmarried sons now as a green card holder. And when and if she becomes a citizen, she could upgrade the case and keep the same priority date. The longer she waits to file for her unmarried children, the longer it will take for them to get a green card. So
And they have to stay unmarried until
unmarried. Correct. After she becomes a citizen, they can marry, but they're going to wait 15 years.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Very
I
welcome.
appreciate it. Have a blessed evening.
You too. Let's go to Lucian in Dover, Delaware. Lucian.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, what's up?
My name is Lucian, and I'm trying to go back home to Jamaica, but I had a offensive touching charge in 2013.
What's the
I just want to know
offensive
if it's
touching?
possible for me to still go back home.
Offensive touching of who?
A wife.
A wife. So it sounds like it's a domestic violence. If you have a domestic violence, that could be big problems returning to the United States. I would not travel anywhere or do anything until you have an immigration lawyer look at your disposition and see if you're qualified to travel or not.
Okay.
All right,
I
but
also
domestic
saw my
violence is inadmissible.
Okay, then.
All right, so hold on one second. All right, let's go to Ward in Seattle, Washington. Ward.
Hello, how are you doing today?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. Listen, I have a friend that came over on a B1, B2 about 2.5, 3 years ago, has overstayed. I wonder if there is any means outside of marriage, work, a professional work status, anything he can do to obtain legal status.
You would need a consultation. You're asking me, how do you get a green card? I don't know anything about this man other than he's overstayed his time, and that's why you would require a consultation. So it's like it's an open-ended question. It's like saying, I have a friend who has cancer. Is there any way you can cure him? You know, the doctor has to go meet with do an examination. You know, all of that stuff. So he would need to have a consultation. Hold on one second.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Thanks, Brad.
What's going on?
Thanks. You guys are doing great. And this is Ram from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia.
Great.
I have two questions. Let me give you the background. This is my friend of mine who is actually by profession is a Hindu priest, and he has actually a visitor's visa. He actually visited a couple of times to U.S. and then did some volunteers and then went back before 6 months ended. But the last time, 2 years ago, 2018, when he visited one of the Hindu temple actually offered R1 and they applied premium, but he did not claim that one. He went back to India. Now, after 2 years, he wants to come back again by using visitor's visa. My question is, does he have any problem when he gets at the port of entry because someone applied R1?
Yes, he does have a problem because they may believe he's come on a visitor's visa and then go apply for an R1 visa again, because you can't come to visit and have the purpose of working. If he applied for the R1 within the first 90 days, that could even be a misrepresentation from the prior application. So I think he would need to have a consultation, and so he knows how to, that it's very clear that he's coming to visit and go home. And by the way, when you visit and volunteer and you are employed and not getting paid, the government may still consider that employment and that you're undercutting the U.S. workforce for Hindu priests, believe it or not. So you got to be careful with that too. You can't come on a visitor's visa to just be employed but say I'm not collecting an income, so it's okay. It's like saying I'm coming to work but I'm only going to make $5 an hour. Well, this is even worse. I'm coming to work and I'm making nothing. So, so that could be a problem as well. So I think he needs a consultation.
Okay, that means there are some options to come over just as visitor's visa and then visit his sister's place and then go back this time?
If he's truly coming to visit, he's going to have to really show what he's coming here to do. If he's coming here to volunteer, he's going to have a big problem. So,
no, not volunteer at all. He's coming now to Texas. He's planning to come to Texas, visiting his sister's house where he's.
All right. Well, it also depends. I don't know what happened with the R1 and why he chose not to work there and when that application was filed. I still think he would need to have a full consultation, but that's up to you guys. All right?
Okay. And if he flies and then if he has a problem at the port of entry, then when he goes back India and then where someone actually sponsors R1 while he is away from U.S.
If he has a problem, they may, you could either withdraw your application for entry and then he should be okay, or they can find him, give him what's called summary inadmissibility, which is basically deportation for 5 years. And that happens at the airport. You don't know what's going to happen. So again, it's just not, okay, let me try to come here and see what happens, and if not, I'll go back and do an R1. Maybe he should just be doing the R1 right away if that's ultimately what he wants.
Okay. Future, if someone wants to sponsor R1, just take that one and then
But not if he has a problem at the airport. He may have a summary inadmissibility. All right, so hold on one second. Summary admissibility is deportation in layman's terms. It's not, okay, I just got deported. You can't just turn around and say, all right, I just got deported. Now let me go apply for a work visa. It doesn't work that way. So hold on one second. Let's go to Mark in Tobiana, Pennsylvania. Mark.
Good night.
How are you?
Good. Yeah, I just got married about 6 months ago, and I filed for my wife. And in July 9th, they accepted my paperwork in immigration.
Where's your wife?
U.S. She's in South America, Guyana.
Okay.
So it's been like 6 months now. I didn't hear nothing back. I got the receipt, and I checked online. They told me that this accepted is under review. So I want to know the process from there on.
You're a citizen?
Yes, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're taking a long time. They should only take 6 months. They're taking close to a year now, unfortunately. There's not a lot you can do legally until it's more than a year that your case is pending. Then you can do a mandamus. But until then, unfortunately, you just got to wait it out. You know, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it says under review.
Yeah, just means that they're taking their sweet-ass time. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, because I took a lawyer in Manhattan, and they just told me that it's a process right now since Donald Trump took over. It's a process.
It's a process. There's not, I know you want to be with your wife, but unfortunately, this is the age of Donald Trump.
So you just got to wait on the approval.
Correct. Now, if more than 12 months you still don't have a decision, then there's things you can do. But until that 12-month period, there's not much you can do.
So it's been 6 months now. Just keep on waiting.
Correct.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay. Let's go to Art in Nashville, Tennessee. Art. Arthur. Artie. Let's get back to Art. Mohammed in Brick, New Jersey. Mohammed.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Brett?
How are you?
Yeah, good. I have a quick question for you. I got approved in my adjustment in October 31st of this year by the immigration judge. I was in the removal procedure.
Yes, I understand.
And then they told me to go to the info pass, and so they can produce my green card.
Okay.
And I went and I did the info pass appointment, and I handled them the final court order.
Okay.
And they had me fill some biometric form.
Okay.
I filled it out, and they told me they need to get my information from the court.
Right.
And this process might take up to 6 months. They didn't say how long exactly. So my question: how long does it take? How much time does he need?
I would believe what they told you, 6 months. But if the judge approved your adjustment of status, you're a lawful permanent resident. So you can get a stamp in your passport to travel and do what you need to do. But until you actually have the green card in your hand, it could be 6 months.
That's my second question. They refused to give me any stamp, and I don't know why.
I don't know either. I wasn't there, but they should give you a stamp. You got an adjustment approved by the judge.
All right. So I'm from the sense of the day of the court, I am considered legal permanent resident, right?
The judge adjusted your status. Correct. You are.
Yeah, and I can go, like, how much time do I need to give them time? Then I can go back again and ask them.
I would wait a week or two and say, I need a stamp, I want to travel, or I need to work, or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, like, I need to do stuff. I need to travel and stuff. So I can go and ask for this,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. You're a permanent resident.
And a permanent resident is going to be from the day of the judge, right?
Correct.
Like the day of the court.
Correct.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mr. Brett.
Let's go to Rena in Baltimore, Maryland. Rena.
Hi, Brad. How are you? Okay, good. So I have a question. My sister just got back into the country under humanitarian parole. She just got approved under humanitarian parole.
Well, how long was she out of the country?
6 months.
Why was she out of the country for 6 months?
Oh, no. You asked how long she was out the country. She's been out the country for some years.
Okay. And did she have a green card?
No.
So
no.
What was her reason for coming? What was the humanitarian?
The humanitarian parole was because she had a custody hearing for her minor children who are U.S. citizens.
Okay.
Yes. So actually her humanitarian parole was approved by ICE.
Okay.
So
what is the
question?
question?
She left her husband. She had gone. She'd been gone for maybe 12 years or so.
Okay. Tell me what the question is.
My question is, can she extend her parole while she's if
she can extend her parole if she can prove that she's needed here for this court battle. She can't extend her parole just because she feels like living here and waiting for the next court date, which is in 5 months from now. They're going to say go home and get another parole to come back in 5 months from now.
Okay. Can she adjust her status? Can she find work? Can she get married? Are there any options for this?
You're now asking how do you get a green card, and that's basically a consultation. Okay, yeah, she can do a lot of things. She can fall in love in a bona fide marriage. Of course she can in adjusted status. But does she have somebody to fall in love with in a bona fide marriage? You know, there's all sorts of things. So hold on 1 second, all right? Hold on. Let's go to Rudia in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Rudia.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, Brett. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Yeah, my question is that I came to United States in 2007 as a J1 holder, and I fell in love with a U.S. citizen, and I got married in 2018 April. And the things are going like, other that we've been married very happily, but things are going very bad, and we've been fighting. She's abusing me emotionally, and so tomorrow we have an interview, but she said she's not going to show up in the interview, and
all right,
I tried to fix our marriage.
You're saying to me, and I don't know anything about what's going on, but you're saying to me that you're in a bona fide marriage for love, your wife is abusive to you, you have an interview tomorrow, she's refusing to show up, so you go alone to that interview, and you tell the officer, I'm in a bona fide marriage, here's the proof, my wife is abusive to me, okay, there's extreme emotional abuse happening here, and hopefully that's the case, I don't want you to lie if it's not, and the officer should give you 30 days to file a VAWA application, and as long as you bring back proof within 30 days that that VAWA application is filed, they'll keep your adjustment open pending the final results of the VAWA. Now, you may need a lawyer to prove all of this, but that would be the process that you would go through. So hold on 1 second if you need help. Let's go back to Art. Art,
hello.
How are you?
Hey, Brad. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Hey, I just have a question for my mom. She filed her N400 citizenship probably about a month and a half before she turned 65.
Okay.
And she's been a resident for 30 years, so she qualifies for that 65-20 rule. But when she went to the interview in November 14...
There's a 55-15 rule. If you're over 55 and been a resident for 15 years, you don't have to do the English.
She can do it in Spanish, and she only has to study that simplified 20 questions.
Correct.
So basically, she was preparing for the 20 questions, and then when she went to the interview, they started asking her all these other questions aside from the 20, and she's like, well, I never studied that.
They violated her rights.
Yeah, so, I mean, what can she do about
Get a lawyer.
that? I mean, we called USCIS.
Yeah, good luck on that one.
And they said that it's because she filed it when she was 64, but I'm like...
No, there's 55-15 rule.
Yeah, so
65,
but she wasn't 65 yet, though, Brad.
You had to be over 55 years and 55 years old and 55 years old and had a green card for 15 years. You're good. So hold on 1 second. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.